Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and I am super excited about this sweet little craft that we're going to be doing today. We're going to be making strawberry stuffies that you could put in a bowl filler. You could make it on a larger scale and make a door hanger. They'd be super cute on a pillow, as like a dimensional pillow, or on a banner. So there's lots of ideas that I hope you will get from this video. As you're hopping on, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Feel free to sprinkle all that normal stuff. Okay, so this is sort of where we're going. And let me start at the beginning. I wasn't sure how to draw a strawberry because they have a very distinctive look, and I didn't want my strawberries to look like tomatoes or apples. So I asked Mr. Google for a strawberry coloring sheet. And then I just printed what I got. And one of the results was huge, but the other was reasonable size. So I printed that, and then I reduced it by 65% on our little home printer. And this is what I got. So I don't own this image. I'm not really sure who does, but if you want a strawberry printable that you can, customize to whatever size you want, just Google strawberry coloring sheet. Okay, so that was the first thing. The second thing was making my canvas deck that I was going to use. And this is just a piece of canvas deck that comes from any craft store. And for this project, you can get medium weight. It really doesn't matter. But you don't want something as thin as like muslin. Alternatively, you can, in some fabric stores, find red canvas deck. But I didn't know if everyone would be able to do that, so I opted just to go with the cream-colored canvas deck. And then I painted this morning and put it out in the sunshine to dry. The green color that I chose is called moss. Feel free to use whatever kind of paint you have on hand. This is Waverly paint in moss color from Walmart. And then the red I chose was just based on what I had on hand. This is called Crimson. This is the same red, by the way, as this project that we did, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. We made these cute little mason jar stuffies, and I used that same red, Crimson Waverly paint to paint that. Just wanted to point that out. Okay, so then we're going to embellish with my favorite, and if you don't have these yet, I think they're like $13.99 or something. You should order a set of them. These are called ink and chalk paste markers from magnoliadiy.com. They come 4 colors of ink, and in this particular set, the ink is black, and 4 colors of chalk paste, which the body of it is white for this. You get white, black, gold, and silver, and I use these all the time. I used them on this. I've used them on 100 other things. Okay, so I use that to embellish. I'm going to see what I feel inspired to use to embellish the top of it. And we're going to take this project all the way. Okay, so I cut my strawberry that I printed and then reduced to go like this. And I am going to cut the top of this round. You'll see what I mean in just a second. And honestly, it does not matter if it ends up the exact shape or size as this. This is just a guide, basically. So how is everyone doing? What do you visualize when you think of strawberries? I think of strawberry shortcake, which we just had at our house this last weekend. It reminds me of being a little girl and being out in our backyard. My mom had a big garden and we had strawberries and oh, good memories. Okay, so this is how I cut the base of my strawberry. And let's do, whoops, the stem. And then we will need to make a back, but I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Okay, and I'm just going to use this. So again, if you missed the beginning, this color right here is moss, Waverly paint. It's, I think that's only one coat. The red is crimson, and I did actually do more than one coat to get this solid look. Oh my word, I have too many things on my crafting desk. Do you guys ever feel like that? Okay, and I opted for a longer stem for my strawberries because I want to be able to tie something around the top of that. But it's up to you. And I'm going to make these a little bit bigger. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a minute. I'm making a set of 3. One of these I cut quite like a 1/4 of an inch bigger all the way around. But they can all be the same size too, it does not matter. All right, so this is going to go with this one. This is the bigger one, and I'll show you the difference. See, it's a little bit bigger. Okay, next step is going to be to glue our stem onto the front. And when we'll finish all the way to the end with this one right here. But I am opting not to do any additional embellishment on the little leaves and top, but you certainly could. That's just totally up to you. What do you guys think so far? This is too easy, you guys. You could seriously crank out a giant one to make like a front door hanger. You can put these on a canvas banner. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on. And then flip it over. Oops. Okay, I've got my glue outside of the edge, but that does not matter because I'm going to put a backing on it just like I have going with this one. All right, let's do this one. I do think this shape that I achieved does actually look kind of like a strawberry. Well, welcome, Leslie Turner. I'm always glad to have new people. If you've not ever watched DIYDreaming, I tend to do a lot of craft projects here that are going to be quick and easy. Hi, Joy. Welcome to quick and easy. Sometimes a little different, like making strawberries out of canvas dye. They're going to be affordable. They're not going to be day-long projects, and they're mostly going to involve either faith, family, or flowers, or strawberries. So, okay, I have these two ready. And the next step is going to be the embellishment. So I'm using this pin set. Let me know if you would like a link. This is the best little set of pins to use for all kinds of different projects. And for those of you that have them, hey Melanie, tell everyone else in the comments if you like these pins, if you felt like they were a good investment. Okay, I want these to all sort of go together. So I'm doing the same border, which is going to be a line. Dot, dot, dot. You can do squiggles. On this one I did squiggles. I also did this like top of the canning, the mason jar lid. I think it is easier to do the lines dot, dot, dot first. And I don't usually make them all the same length. So I will come back. We'll do the seeds next, but I will come back before I stuff this one, and I will go over everything a second time. So it's, can you see the difference? It just needs, it needs two. I need you to do it 2 times. And my pins are maybe a little tired because I've used them so much. I can't remember. This might be my original set that I've had for like 4 years, or it might be a second one. I don't remember. Okay, and then for the strawberry seeds, they look kind of like an eye, like an oval, a pointy oval. And they don't have to all be the same size or the same distance. Doesn't look great, but it will. It will be super cute. That if somebody saw this, they would definitely understand this is supposed to be a strawberry. What do you guys think? But again, it does look nicer once you've done that second layer, okay? So this is going to take a while to dry. I will finish these 2 up off camera, but I've worked ahead so that we can go into the next steps. And I cut out a back, which I'm going to need to trim a little bit. Anyways, I'm going to leave the very bottom open to stuff. I'm using my Shoe Bonder, Cool Shot, hot gluing device. This could be a project where you would get glue on your fingers and it hurts. Nobody likes getting hot glue on their fingers, so that's why I always use, pretty much always use low temperature. I'm just running a bead of glue, not exactly at the outside edge, but close. I'm not going to stuff this down. That would be too hard. And I didn't trim my canvas very well yet, but it'll be easy to trim it up here in just a second. Okay, so So let's trim it before we start stuffing. And for stuffing, I'm using my favorite. I love this stuff that you can get from Walmart. Let me get it and show you. I'm sure you can buy this at a lot of different fabric stores and craft places. This is called Crafter's Choice Polyfill. I'm looking and I'm thinking I didn't remember to flip my camera. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can do that at this point. Anyways, it says it's ideal for doll making, and it's kind of stiff. And that is what I like about that particular polyfill. Tell me in the comments if you have a set of these awesome pins, what you think about them. And also I would love to know if you have made stuffies before. Stuffies is, and when I started writing it, I spelled it S-T-U-F-F-I-E, not S-T-U-F-F-Y-S. But anyways, they're one of my favorite things to make. And you can make a stuffy just about any shape you can imagine. Okay, I think that's sufficient. All right. So I'm just going to grab some polyfill. Well, Bonnie, I would suggest you just use what you have. Try that out, see if that works. If it doesn't work, then you can come back and just go to magnoliadiy.com, and they're in accessories. Okay, so I left the bottom open. Ooh, I didn't leave a very big hole. Oopsie. Grab a paintbrush. Stuffing in. Lynn says she's made a few stuffies that were inspired by me. They're so cute. She used the pins to go along the edges as well. Yay, I'm so glad to hear that. I just think it's fun. And these could go, I mentioned that they could go in a dough bowl. But they could also go in a two-tiered stand, and I know a lot of people have two-tiered stands, like in their kitchen or dens, and they decorate them seasonally. So strawberries are a perfect symbol. Strawberries and lemons are a perfect symbol of summer. Last year I did the cutest stuffed watermelons. Oh my gosh, they were so adorable. And I've done lemons. I've done loads of carrots. Sometimes when you're stuffing your stuffy, your edges get a little raggedy like this, but you can just clip that off with scissors after you glue it closed. I'm going to glue this closed. I'm going to push all of my polyfill up, because I tell you what, even with the low temperature hot gluing device, if some of your polyfill is poking out and you get the hot glue on it and then it gets on your hands, that does still hurt, even if it's low temperature. Cute! This design could be all summer. It It doesn't have to be a particular type. Okay, I pulled out a couple things. I pulled out some of this pom-pom from Dollar Tree. I pulled out some of this smaller white pom-pom, and then I pulled out just a bunch of lace. And I wanted to try the white lace first. Maybe we should do white lace and a pom-pom. Let's try it. What the heck, right? I'm gonna put a little dab of glue on here because this pom-pom stuff wants to unravel like crazy. Whoops. If you remember those giant stuffed sunflowers that I made, gosh, probably 4 years ago or something, this, a giant strawberry could be absolutely adorable. Might be too much. We're doing them one at a time. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I don't think, I mean, it's personal preference, but if I'm going to do a whole bowl of these, and I usually like to put this kind of a thing sort of off to the side, like this, a little bit of glue. Isn't that super duper cute? Of course you could embellish this however you want with jute. I even thought that it could be cute if you glued some white buttons on it to do the little strawberry seeds, or you could do all of that in black. I just chose white just because. So here's the other one I'm going to do, and then I will finish this one up. So let me know in the comments if you would like, move all this, if you would like a list of supplies, or maybe if you missed the beginning of this video, if you would like to watch a replay. Here's the paint. Pens. So let me know if you have questions, want to watch a replay. Feel free to sprinkle. What do I got going on here? All that normal good stuff. I hope you liked this. Rita, I'll get you a replay and the supply list ASAP. I'm going to include in the list what the name of these paints are. But let me just tell you, you can use any kind of craft, acrylic, chalk paint, whatever you have, whatever you want to paint your canvas deck. This happens to be crimson, and this one happens to be moss, and both of these are from Walmart. And you can use whatever polyfill, whatever canvas you might have, whatever kind of embellishments. Deb says the set is great. It really is. Okie dokie. Well, I hope that you guys have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day, that you enjoyed this fun and easy. I know a lot of people like to do a screenshot, and I don't want it to look like a complete mess. If you want to make some of these, I'll let you know everything that you need. Feel free. Okay, Sandra says, saying, I need to make templates for my stuffies. You know what, Sandra? That is a brilliant idea. However, I am terrible with technology. I don't have the first clue how to do that. But it is easy to just Google strawberry coloring sheet. And then I printed it, resized it on my just very basic home printer that we've had for 100 years. And it took all of like 3 minutes. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Have a blessed and wonderful